Yes, we can hear you. Great.
Okay. Awesome.
And I'm recording.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning. Good morning, everyone at home. All right. So, welcome to Chair Yoga. And in case you don't know me, my name is Greg. And we'll be practicing for about the next hour. So let's start by sitting back in our seats, getting nice and comfortable. And then we're slowly just going to start easing tension anywhere we find it. So start by closing the eyes. Maybe find a little drop of the chin. Start feeling the shoulders relax away from the ears. Let the hands come down to the thighs. And we're just trying to slow everything down. So just take notice of your breath. Notice how fast you're breathing. Notice how deeply you're breathing. See if you can just slow it down just a little bit more. Notice the thoughts. See if you can start bringing the attention inward towards just focusing more in on the body, the breath. Feeling the lungs fill up as you inhale. Really empty them out as you exhale. See if we can start to even out the breath. So our inhale matches the exhale. So maybe taking 3 seconds to breathe in. 3 seconds to breathe out. Maybe see if you can take the breath a little lower. So as you inhale, feeling the belly expand. And as you exhale, feeling the belly come back in. So there's always this attention to the breath. And as we start the practice, we start tying breath to movement. So I'll guide you through that. And know at any time, if you need rest, you're welcome to take a seat, take a few breaths, and join back in when you can. Just continuing for a couple more rounds of breath. Trying to bring the attention more in. Then let's start by just starting to loosen up the neck a little. So I'm just going to be looking from side to side, dropping the chin as I come through the center. Nice and slow. And then the next time we come to our left side, we're going to pause and hold. So I'm looking down over my left shoulder, feeling the stretch on the right side of my neck. One more breath in. And as you exhale, let's go over to the right. So now I'm looking down over my right shoulder, feeling the stretch on the left side of my neck. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Roll out the shoulders. And then I'm gonna come sit at the edge of my chair. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. And we're gonna get into our seated cat-cows. So as we inhale, we're going to expand the chest, reach out, maybe even looking up. And as you exhale, round in the spine, push it forward, tuck in the chin. Inhale, reach out, expand. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, expand. Exhale, push forward. Couple more. Inhale, expand. Exhale, pushing forward. Inhale, expand. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, coming back to neutral. And now we're going to get a little twist going. So I'm just going to bring my hands out in front of me. I'm going to look at my thumb the whole time. I'm going to inhale as I sit up nice and tall, and exhale. I'm going to go out to the left, following my thumb as far back as I can without force. And as you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, going out to the right. Inhale, come back to center. And just start to follow your own breath, going at your own pace. Exhaling as you twist. Inhale as you come back to center. Always that connection of breath to movement. Let's go one more time on each side. Then after that last twist, coming back to center, roll out the shoulders. All right. Now I'm going to find a little bit of a deeper twist. So I'm going to take my left hand, and I'm going to put it on my left knee. And then I'm going to take my right arm, and I'm going to feed it through the hole we made. And the idea is to try and get the shoulder to come down to the thigh. It doesn't have to, but that's where we're heading. One more breath in. Exhale, come out of the twist. And then we're going to go to the other side. So right hand's on the right knee, and that left arm is going to feed through. And the shoulders coming towards the thigh. Again, it doesn't have to touch. We're just looking for that twist in the upper back. One more breath in. Exhale, coming out of the twist. Roll up the shoulders. All right. So now we're going to come to stand. So, starting with the feet, trying to get the feet about hip width apart. And we're always pressing evenly throughout the foot. So not too much in the toes and too much in the heels. Right in the middle. And then we're going to inhale, raising the arms up. And we're going to find a side bend. So I'm going to grab my right wrist. I'm going to come over to the left. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Bring the arms down, roll the shoulders up. Inhale, come on up. Now I'm grabbing the left wrist, going over to the right. And just notice if you're rounding forward here, if that top shoulder is dropping. You want to see if you can keep the chest open. One more breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Drop in the arms. Roll out the shoulders. All right. So, from here, this is where we want to face our chair now. So, you might want to turn your chair around. We got our back going out behind us. So same thing, coming back to our feet, our hip distance. Inhale, come on up. And then we're gonna exhale, we're gonna fold forward. But I wanna try and keep the chest up. And then slowly come into the fold. You can also stop halfway, just bringing the arms to the chair. If it's not feeling good for the low back, you can keep a nice flat back here, keep the chest up. And I want to play around with shifting the weight forward and back to the feet. And going side to side. And find that center again. And on your next inhale, we're going to come to that halfway lift. So the hands on the thighs, so the hands on the chair. We're picking up the chest. And as you exhale, fold it forward again. And on your next inhale, coming all the way up, nice and slow. Arms overhead. Do 2 more times. Inhale, come on up. Disconnected breath. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice and slow, all the way up. Right into the next one. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice and slow, all the way up. All right. Add it on. Exhale as we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now we're going to grab the sides of the chair. And we're going to step both feet back, coming into plank. So I'm trying to keep the shoulders over the wrists. And I want to make sure I'm not sinking into my shoulders here. I'm pressing myself up. So there's space between my shoulder blades. Let's take one more breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to shift the hips back. Coming into our first down dog. So if you got some tightness behind the legs and those hamstrings, you can bend the knees. And we're trying to get the spine long. And notice if your elbows aren't sticking out to the sides. You want to wrap them in. It's going to protect the shoulders. On your next breath in, you're going to walk the feet back up, finding that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. All right, again, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the feet back to the plank. Now we can add the up dog if you want. We're going to inhale, pull the chest through, but I'm not dropping the hips. I'm still keeping the hips up. And then as we exhale, hips come back, down, dog. So just an option to add on if you want. As we inhale, step Exhale, fold. Exhale, back to the plank. Inhale, forward for that up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, one, forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So from here, we'll add on more. So we're going to start introducing the lunges. So inhale, come on up. And we're going to add a chair here. So as you exhale, we're going to bring the hips back. We're going to keep the chest up. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And if it feels better for the shoulders to take the arms out wide, you can do that too. You can take it out of the shoulders completely and just bring the hands to the heart center. But I'm looking to get the hips back, the weight into the heels of my feet, and the chest up. 2 more breaths. Nice deep inhale. Let it out. 1 more breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, forward to up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Take 1 breath here. And on your next breath in, we're going to step that right foot forward. That right knee is going right over the right foot. And the left leg is nice and straight. You're pressing off the ball of the foot. And then I want to start just by lifting the chest. So we're staying in a lower lunge for now. Then I want you to get the feeling of activating those inner thighs so they're pressing towards each other. It's going to help you get that lift, and it's going to help stabilize your hips. Let's take 1 more breath in. And then we're going to exhale that right foot back. You're in plank. Forward for the up dog as you inhale. Exhale back, down dog. Your next breath in, left foot steps forward. Same thing. Left foot's going over the foot now. Right leg is straight. You're pressing off the ball of the foot. And then lift the chest. Use those inner thighs to help get that lift. Feel those legs pressing towards each other. We're activating all these little muscles to help stabilize the body. 1 more breath in. Exhale, left foot steps back. You're in plank. Forward for the up dog. Exhale back, down dog. Take a nice deep breath in. Let it out. And we'll inhale as we walk forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale the chair. So hips stay down and back. Chest comes up. 1 more breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to plank. Forward for the up dog as you inhale. Exhale, back, down dog. So we're going to take those lunges a little further now. You're going to inhale as you step that right foot forward. Setting up that low lunge, lift the chest. And then from here, you can take it a little further. By just bringing the hands up to the hips. This is really when you want to really get those legs active now. You always have the option to stay with the fingers at the chest. If you want to go a little further, maybe the arms come up. And the same option, or wide, if it feels better for your shoulders. Just focus on the breath. more breath in. Exhale, both hands come to the chair. Step back the plank. Forward for the up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Nice deep breath in. Let it out. And then as you inhale, the left leg steps forward. Setting up for that lunge. And again, you can stay here with the hands on the chair. Or we can come up to the hands to the hips. You can take it a little further and maybe the arms come up. And just focus on the breath. Just always remember, this is your practice. You can take it as far as you want. Just listen to your body. It's good to challenge yourself, but it shouldn't be a complete struggle just to hold a pose. One more breath in. Exhale, hands to the chair, step back the plank. Forward for the up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, walking forward. Nice flat back. Exhale, full. Inhale, chair pose. One more breath in. Exhale, full. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale, forward for the up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. All right, last one. Right foot steps forward. Coming up to that lunge. If we want to take it a little further here, I'm going to give you another option. You can bring the hands back to the hips. Make sure you're nice and stable. And we can add some movement to this lunge. So we're going to inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, coming back down. I'm even bending this back leg a little bit. Inhale, both legs straight. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, come down. Two more. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, lower, hold. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to the chair, step back the plank. Forward for the up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Take a breath in. Let it out. And we'll go to the left side. Left foot steps forward. Setting up for that lunge. Get your foundation set. Then the arms can come up. And again, if you want to take it a little further, you can bring the hands to the hips. Slight bend to this back leg. And I'm going to inhale, both legs straight. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Hold. Take a breath in. Exhale. Both hands to the chair. Step back the plank. Forward for the up dog. Exhale back. Down dog. Nice deep breath in. Let it out. Inhale, walking forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, full. Last chair. Inhale, chest comes up, hips back. And on your next breath in, we'll just stand up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. All right, so from here, I'm going to straddle my mat down. So I'll bring the legs out wide. And I have, and you can keep the hands at the hips, or you can use the chair. But we're slowly going to hinge at the hips, keeping the chest up, and see if we can come down halfway. So again, hands can be at your chair, and hands can be at the hips. I'm coming down about halfway, and I'm keeping the chest up. And you can play around with the stance of your feet. Maybe the legs come out a little wider, but you're gonna start to feel that stretch in those hamstrings right behind the legs. If you wanna go a little deeper, but still keeping contact with the chair, maybe the forearms will come to the chair. Just pay attention to the breath. Make sure you're still using it. As you exhale, maybe you go a little deeper without force though. Just want to make sure you're not holding your breath. All right, so from here, I'm going to point out both my feet diagonally. You can bring your hands back to the chair if they're not already. And we're going to start to find this lunging back and forth. Nice and gentle, nice and slow. And I'm making sure that my knees are going in the same direction as my toes. So you can keep the hands on the chair, or you can go a little deeper, and maybe the fingertips come to the floor. And then the next time you get to our left side, we're going to pause and hold. The right leg is straight, and we're going to point those right toes forward. And you're going to start one more breath. As we exhale, we'll come to the center. We're going to go out to the right. And bend until that stretch. Left back. Up to warrior two on the side. I'm just going to turn around so you can see it. So now your body's facing towards that left wall. That right arm's forward towards me. And we'll find some movement on the side. So we're going to inhale, both legs straight, reach up. Exhale, float back down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back down. And now we're going to find that movement back and forth of the reverse warrior in a side angle. So as you inhale, you reverse the warrior, reaching back. You exhale, finding that side angle. So again, the forearm to the thigh and the hand to the chair. You open up the chest. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle. Now we'll hold both. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Hold for a few breaths. Check out the hips too. Little things to check out. You want to make sure that your butt's not sticking out. Get those hips underneath the shoulders. Exhale, side angle. Open up that chest, get that top shoulder back. And if it feels better for your shoulder to bring the arm back, you can do that too. You can even bring that left hand to the hip. Just focus on bringing that top shoulder back. One more breath in. Let it out. Inhale back to that warrior two. Exhale, both hands forward for the other dog. Exhale, back, down, dog. Few breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Let it out. Nice deep inhale. Let it out. Inhale, walking forward. Find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice and slow, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right. So, I'm going to come to the side of my chair now. We're going to play around with balance. We'll do one today, because I want to do a little bit more with the arms. So the leg closest to the chair, the inside leg, that's the one you're going to balance on. The outside leg will come into tree. So the option is to bring that heel to the ankle, keeping the toes on the ground. Hips are always going to point forward. You can bring that foot to the calf, or you can bring the foot to the inner thigh. You just don't want to place it directly on the knee. So hips are going to point forward, chest is up. And just going as far as you can take it. So maybe today that's holding onto the chair. Maybe it's letting go for a few moments. Maybe it's the hands at heart center. And try and stand up nice and tall. Make sure you're using your breath. If you're feeling pretty stable and the arms want to come up. Everything I call out is just an option to take it further. So it always helps to steady the eyes at a point. But if you want to take it a little further, maybe finding that point up high in the ceiling. Maybe taking one breath to close the eyes. One more breath in. Fell down. Shake out the standing leg. We'll come to the other side of the chair. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So, that outside leg, you can keep the toes on the ground and bring the heel to the ankle. Foot to the calf, or foot to the inner thigh. We just want to keep those hips pointing forward. Chest is up, we're sitting up nice and tall. And decide how far you want to go. Keeping the fingers on the chair. Maybe letting go for a few moments. Maybe the hands are at heart center. Find that point to focus the eyes on. Steady the breath, steady the body. Maybe we shift the eyes up towards the ceiling. Maybe the arms come up. Maybe you take one breath and close the eyes. Let's take one more breath in. Nice and slow. Coming on down. Shake out the standing leg. And then we'll come back to a seat. So I'm sitting towards the edge of my chair now. And I'm sitting up nice and tall. So I want to focus on the upper body just a little bit longer. We're going to come into eagle arms. So I'm going to reach out. And I'm going to take my left arm. And it's going to come underneath the right. So we're crossing the elbows. And I'm just going to give you some options. Maybe the hands just come to the shoulders, and that's enough to feel the stretch behind your back here, between the shoulder blades. Or maybe the back of the hands touch. Or maybe you find the bind. We're getting those palms towards each other. But we want to try and get the elbows up, and we want to try and get the forearms away from the face. And every time you breathe in, you're going to feel those shoulder blades separate even more. Nice steady breaths, sitting up. One more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly unravel the arms. Bring the arms up. And come down. Roll out the shoulders. We're going to find the same stretch other way now. So I'm going to reach out to the sides. Now my right arm is going to come underneath the left. So we're crossing the elbows. And then maybe it's just the fingers on the shoulders. Maybe it's the back of the hands touching. Or maybe you find the bind. Those palms are coming towards each other. Elbows up. Forearms away from the face. Shoulders are relaxed. And again, feel the breath. Separating the shoulder blades behind you as you breathe in. One breath in. Exhale, slowly unravel the arms. Reach up. Lower the arms. Roll out the shoulders. All right. So now we're going to get into the legs and the hips. So I'm going to start by extending the right leg up. My toes are going to point up towards the ceiling. Hands on the hips. And I'm just hinging forward, just far enough to start feeling that stretch behind that right leg. Trying to keep the chest up. Not rounding forward as we do it. One more breath in. Exhale, release, sit back up. And I'm going to take that right leg, cross it over the left knee. Now my toes are pointing forward. Hands at the hips. And I'm going to hinge forward again. This time you're going to feel that stretch on this outer right hip. Just go far enough to feel the stretch. Make sure you're not having any pain in the hip or the knee. If you're feeling any sharp pains, release some of the tension. If you wanted to get a little deeper, you can feed the hands through and start hugging that left thigh towards the chest. But the same thing here. I want to see if I can keep my chest lifted, that I'm not just rounded into it. More breath in. Exhale. Slowly come on up. I'm going to uncross the legs. And I'm going to feed that right leg under the chair. Get it on top of the foot. Grabbing the sides of the chair. Lifting the chest. And I'm going to lean back. Far enough just to feel the stretch going down that right hip. Down the right thigh. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Shake it up. So now we're going to go to the left side. So I'm going to extend the left leg up. Toes are pointing up. Hands at the hips. Keeping the chest up. We're going to hinge forward. Just far enough to feel the stretch in that hamstring behind the leg. One more breath in. Exhale, come back up. Now I'm going to cross that left leg over the right knee. The toes are pointing forward. Hands at the hips. And then we're just leaning forward far enough to feel the stretch in this outer left hip now. Making sure, again, you're not feeling any pain in the knee or the hip. Release some of the tension if you're feeling any sharp pains. If you want to take it a little further, you can feed the hands through, grab it onto that right thigh, and bringing your chest towards the thigh. Again, make sure you're listening to your body. You don't want to force any of these. One more breath in. Exhale, release, cross your feet under the chair. Get it on top of the foot. Grab at the sides of the chair. Lift the chest. And then start to lean back. Again, just far enough to feel the stretch down the left hip, going down the left thigh. One more breath in. Exhale, point forward, release, shake it out. All right. So coming into our resting pose now, Savasana. So always give the options to either just stay seated in the chair, sitting back, getting comfortable, or the other option, if you want to lay on the mat, and maybe get the feet up on the chair, you can do that too. Wherever you can find ease. So if you're in the chair, just close the eyes. Maybe find a little drop of the chin. Relax the shoulders. Let the hands just fall to the thighs. If you're on the floor, just becoming very heavy into the mat. Let the arms just fall out to the side. Feel the weight of the body just sinking into the floor. Release intention anywhere you can find it. And then focus back to the breath. Notice if your breath is sped up or if it's starting to slow back down. Notice the sensations in the body. And see how the muscles compare to the beginning of class. But just try to keep the attention in. Try not to let the mind wander. Bring the attention in. Just focus on the breath. And then just take these last few moments to just enjoy the silence and enjoy the stillness. Nice deep breath in. Let it out. Starting to waken up the body a little. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. If you're just sitting in the chair, just sitting forward now. Sitting up nice and tall. If you're on the floor, just bringing the knees in towards the chest. Roll into one side. And slowly bring your way back up. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here. And if you like to join in and closing the class with the sound of one Om, we'll take a breath in. Om. Well, thank everyone here for joining me this morning. Thank everyone at home for joining. Hope to see you all next week. Namaste. Take care.